Hi everyone, today I'm going to share about my thoughts about Avatar. My name is Liang and my student ID is 2025 30089. Hi everyone, today I'm going to share about my thoughts about Avatar. My name is Liang and my student ID is 2025 30089. Hi everyone. So, before we start explore deeper layers, let me ask you this. Have you ever watched a movie that made you wish it was real? A movie that stayed in your mind not just for days, but for years. For many people, that movie was Avatar. When it hit theaters, it wasn't just a film, it was an experience. Audiences around the world were mesmerized by the beauty of Pandora, the emotional depth of the characters, and the powerful message about nature, culture, and identity. But Avatar wasn't just a visual masterpiece. It was also a technology game changer and a cultural milestone. Today, I would like to share about what I learned from a video that explored these deeper layers and how Avatar impacted not just the movie industry but society itself. The video left a strong impression on me. It explained how Avatar resonated with audience from all backgrounds. People connected with the story of the Navy, a native population fighting to protect their home for explorations. The theme of environmental destruction, greed, and the struggle of indigenous people really struck a chord globally. What stood out most was how some people even experienced what's known as post-Avatar depressions, a sadness caused by realizing the beauty of Pandora doesn't exist in real life. That tells how deeply the film touched people emotionally. Now, let me dive deeper into the technology that made Avatar so groundbreaking and why it's still relevant today. At the time of its release, Avatar was a technological revolution in filmmaking. James Cameron waited years to make this movie because the tech simply wasn't ready. But when it finally was, it changed the industry. First, there's motion capture. Unlike other films where actors wear basic suits, Avatar used custom performance capture systems. Actors wore suits with markers and had tiny cameras mounted in front of their faces to record even the smallest expressions. Eyebrows raising, lips twitching, subtle eye movement. This latter was then made into their CGI characters, the Navy, making them feel incredibly lifelike. It wasn't just explanations, it was real acting translated into digital form. Then, there's a virtual camera system. This allowed James Cameron to walk through Pandora using a VR lab setup in real time. Even though none of it physically existed, it could direct sense as if we were using a handheld camera in real jungle. This technology revolutionized how directors interact with digital environments. The film also used advanced 3D techniques designed specifically for Avatar. Instead of the old school 3D that gives you a few chips pop-ups, cameras team used stereoscopic depth to immerse their viewer inside the world. The plants, the floating mountains, and the creatures feel like they were all around you, not just in front of you. On the back end, Avatar required enormous computing power. With the digital, the studio that handled the effects is a massive render farm with tens of thousands of processors to produce the film. Some frames took hours or even days to render. That's a fingerprint. But the most impressive part is how all this technology wasn't just used to show off. It served the story. It brought the audience into a fully vulnerable world that felt alive, emotional, and meaningful. And the legacy of this technology, we now see it everywhere. In Marvel movies, in VR simulations, in video games, and even in healthcare and training simulations. What about the pioneer it has become the standard of immersive digital storytelling. So, while the film is often remembered for its visuals, we should also remember the innovative tech that made those features possible and how it raised the bar for the entire industry. Even though the video focused on cultural impact, it also reminded me how critical technology was to send the message. Without advances, CGI and motion capture, the world of Pandora would not have felt so real. Technology in this case help tell a powerful emotional story, and it shows how tech can do more than just entertain. It can move people, it can shift perspective. But at the same time, the video raises an important ethical point. While Avatar promotes appreciation for indigenous values, it's important that filmmakers respect real cultures and avoid cultural appropriations. Using that to amplify voices is good, but using it to imitate without understating can be harmful. If I had to rate this video, I would honestly give it a 5 out of 5 stars. It didn't just give face, it made me reflect on my own views. It reminded me of the power of storytelling and how media can influence our beliefs and actions. That, to me, is more valuable than any special effect. If I had to rate this video, I would honestly give it a 5 out of 5 stars. It didn't just give face, it made me reflect on my own views. It reminded me of the. In the end, what I learned from the video is that Avatar wasn't just a movie, it was a mirror. A mirror that reflected some of the best and worst part of humanity. And that's what made it culturally important, even more than a decade later. Thank you. In the end, what I learned from the video is that Avatar wasn't just a movie, it was a mirror. A mirror that reflected some of the best and worst part of humanity. And that's what made it culturally important, even more than a decade later. Thank you.